Right, we're back into hovercraft mode. So wheels are up. I've got parts to order. That's weird. Looks like damage. Anyway, parts to order, and I'm going to get on. I'm going to polish the car now. So we're going to start with the boot lid, because you can see some sort of heavy orange, relatively heavy orange peel, and this is probably the best place to start. Flat surface, heavy orange peel, and we can work out our process and how far we're going to go by starting here. Got a bit of heavy orange peel on this sail panel as well, so whatever's good for that will be good for this. So I'm going to get the spoiler off now. We'll get into it. Don't know how many weeks it's going to take me, but Paint Mate, he gave me a good process. So all with the DAs, no wet sanding by hand with, you know, blocks of wood and bars of soap. Those days are gone. So I've got DA and some 800 paper, and then we're going to go to use this Abralon stuff. I'll show you it when I get to it. And then once we've sanded to about 2000, then we start polishing. So first step I've got here is cleaner. I think they call it like metho water mix, but this is just like a proprietary one from what do you call it, PPG, the D8401. So just the car's just been washed, but I'm going to just give it a spray over and a wipe down, and then I'm going to hit it with a 800. This is a Merca pad, 800 grit, and I'll use that with an interface pad and just very lightly take out the orange peel. You can see the nastiness of these holes from the spoiler. I might have to try and tidy those up a little bit. They've obviously split out the filler because the holes were too big and they were filled. Never mind. Right, I'm not sure whether it's going to come out or not. It's one of those things where you've got to see the angle. But there, I can just see it there, and you can see the dullness and then the shininess, and that's sort of defining how much orange peel I've got. So just literally just giving it a very light sand. I think it's probably the way to go. What I'm supposed to do is Paint Mate told me to just pick an area, do the 800, the 1000, and then the 2000, and then a quick polish, and just to see what it worked out at. And well, I suppose I'd better do as I'm told, really. So I should just do this area here and see what it comes out with, and then maybe on this side I start with 1000 and then do 2000 and then polish it. I can actually see it quite well from this angle. Not sure if it's coming out on the camera. If it doesn't, I'll leave it out. If it does, all well and good. I'm not looking for glass, I am looking for a bit of orange peel, because glass is difficult to maintain and orange peel is a little bit more forgiving. So what I might do is just square that area off a little bit more and then get the 1000 out. The 1000 needs to be lubricated. I'll put that cleaner on it. So this is this Abralon 1000, which now I've got on, and I've got it on an interface pad. I'm not sure whether it's supposed to be on an interface pad or because it's already quite foamy and thick already, but I don't guess it's going to hurt. I don't know if you can see or not, but this is almost lost all of its orange peel. It's still all up here, but just down there, along there, can't really see much of it left. And that's just 1000. I'll do the 2000 now. It's really supposedly just to take the scratches out, the 1000 scratches out, then we'll hit it with some polish, see how it comes up. I think it's as little as that. It really is. Stuff comes off so quickly. It's like I say with sanding it. This is what they call the colour sanding. Oh wow! I mean, that's flat. You can see. I can see. Just go back a bit there. You can see just bits of orange peel here, but we haven't really sanded here. This is just overlap. But in here, where it's all sanded, that's as flat as flat. So I'm going to set up the mop. I've got an old angle grinder which is variable speed, big old thing. So I'm going to set that up with a sponge, and we've got two grades of polish, a medium and a medium and a fine, or something like that. We're going to do those, see what they come out like. Right, this is an angle grinder, but it's got the speed on it, so maybe that should be okay. And what I'm told you do is you put your polish. See, this is going to get very messy. Onto your mop. You don't put it onto the car. That's already got stuff on it. I don't know. Splashing all up into here. That, I'm led to believe, you can see the lines that are made on it. Can you see the lines that are showing up on the camera? So I'm going to put a bit more polish on. That looks bloody terrible. Oh no. This needs cleaning, to be honest. I'm probably going to have to get a chair or something out here to put these things on, because they can't go on the ground. You go on the ground and pick dust up and dirt, and then you obviously do the car with it. It's not good. Right, I want to clean that, so let me just clean that. And I probably need more rags. You got some funny line there, I don't know what that is. Anyway. Probably best to see it from that angle. I mean, it's flat for sure. Maybe all it's missing is this gloss. Right, I'm going to give it another, because it seems as though it's not consistent. So I'm going to give it fucking bottles. Give it another go. it's probably not consistent because the mop is new. That's better, isn't it? A lot better. Right. Okay. Put that down on its back. Give it another clean. And then we change the mop. And we've got some fine polish. Cutting compound, not polish. Hey, that's not bad. It's not as orange peely as I'd probably like. Because it's not orange peely at all, is it? He's shaking his head agreeing with me. But it's okay. Yeah. I'll have to make a call. Get the door as well, but I'll need to make a call whether or not to do the whole car at that level or not bother with the 800. I might not bother with the 800. So a bit of an update on the polishing. I was talking about, and it's probably only like 2 seconds ago in that previous clip, I was talking about doing like 800 on the DA and then going 1,000, 2,000 on the Abranet, not the Abranet, the Abralon. And I did that with the boot, and I really wasn't happy with the rate that the 800 was taking down the paint. So I went out and I bought some 1,000 wet and dry and did some test areas, this, that and the other, and I was a lot happier about the speed that the paint was getting taken down, because I'm not a pro polisher or anything like that. So you know, it goes down as quick as you work it. So I scrapped off doing the 800. I'm not doing the 800 anymore. Basically I'm going at it wet with 1,000, and this is actually what I've done. The car now is on this side all flatted down to 1,000, boot, everything. And I've done a test on the bonnet here, just this sort of area here. And I guess you can probably see in this light here, I'm keeping the orange peel, some of the orange peel, try and get that sort of factory look going. And this is why I'm sort of like, you know, well, learning as I go. Because if I'd done the 800, I'd just gone at the whole car, I'd probably get a load of breakthrough, a load of rub through, burn through, whatever you want to call it, and also got rid of all the orange peel. Now, the body's good on it, but I think an absolutely flat paint job on it would show up more defects and any dents and dings in the future, because it's going to be a daily car, than an orangey peely OE type paint job would. So we sort of like ummed and ahed for a couple of days about how much peel we want on it, and we're sort of happy with this. There's a bit less down here actually. This has probably had a bit more polish on it, but this is only polish to stage 1. So this has had the 1,000 wet and dry, the 1,000 Abralon, and then the 2,000 Abralon, and then I've just polished that with a foam pad and the 35 Polar Glaze from Merca. So still actually 2 stages more to go with the polishing, but that won't affect the orange peel. That'll only affect the level of gloss. So it might make it a bit sharper and a bit deeper, certainly glossier, shinier. But I didn't need to do that now. I just wanted to check the scratches as well, because that's another thing. If you put the 800 on there and you get all the scratches in there, you've got to get those scratches out. So that's what the 1,000 are for, and then you get the 2,000 to take the 1,000 scratches out. And I found on the boot that they were really quite hard to get out. I mean, you probably can't see in this light now, but this really is just flat now. There's no sort of squirrely scratchy marks in it, as is the case here. So no squirrely scratchy marks in it. So that's why I didn't bother going any further. I just wanted to see that by doing the 1000 wet and dry, the 1000 Abralon, 2000 Abralon, and then the 35, whether that was enough work. So it was. So what I've done there now is done the whole of the side of the car, wet and dry, 1000. And now what I'm going to do is hit it with the 1000 Merca and then the 2000 Merca, and then I get the mop out and I'll do the bonnet, the whole side of the car, and half the roof and the boot. And once that's done and I'm happy with it, then I'll turn the car around and work on the other side. That's your update. See you in a bit. It's a lot of umming and ahhing. It's like because it's like you're up from stage to stage and it's all a bit like, I don't know, not nervous, but so I've got the grinder with the foam pad on, and like it's an where am I going to start? Well, I guess I'm going to start with the bonnet and then work up the side. I guess that makes the most sense. Where did that little lid thing go that we had? Maybe we were propping the bonnet open with, maybe I'll use this tape. Where did you put it there?
Yeah.
That just gets it off that edge there, doesn't it? Nearly, almost. Just raises it. Right, well I'll do the bonnet. Here we go. So this is the polish, stage 1 to 35, whatever that means. We're going 35, 15, 5. 5's like a final thing. Give it a good stir up because it does separate. I don't know whether it does new, but this is quite old. But anyway, that's nice now. So I've just given the mop a wash and spun it up on here and got everything wet. And now I'll load it up. Bear in mind, I do not know what I'm doing. I'm only following intuition and what my mate tells me to do and what I've seen in videos. So you load up the mop and then you give it a little bit of a swirl around. And I've got it on one, well I had it on one before when I did that little test piece. It was a little bit slow, about 1.5. Put some more fat on it. I don't know why I call it fat, but I think I heard somebody else call it fat before, so it sounds funny. Load it up with a bit of fat. Coming up, can't you? You have to look at the squares of light, but if you look at that square, if you get that square halfway, I haven't touched here yet, and I have touched there, and you can sort of see the difference. Does it show? Maybe on a big screen. See it coming up, can't you? That's Austin behind the camera. You say yay. Feels a bit dry, but that's a big difference, isn't it? I need to wash that off and see what's going on, but yeah. You probably get the idea, don't you? I mean, it's polishing it up, and it's going to be like this for the rest of the car, and I'm going to need brakes and things like that, so I'll get on with it. I'm not going to bother time-lapsing. Cheers for now. Well, that's the bit I did earlier. That's the bit I just did. I need to definitely do more. I mean, it's a huge improvement, because it was like that. If you sort of see the haziness of the reflection, I've actually got reflections now. There you can see the two differences. So that one there is almost undistinguishable, and that one is almost clear. But this one over here is super clear, so I need to go more. You reckon that's better now? So those four lights, you can see this one down here, that one there, all pretty much clear and shiny. And then this one over here, which I haven't touched yet, is just just as matte as anything. Yeah, you can sort of see it half on the bit I've polished and then half off it. So that's, I think, my guide to where I want to be. And remember, this is just first stage. This is just the 35, and I am going for a what do you call it? An orange OE style finish. But yeah, it's looking okay. It's looking okay. That's probably the most difficult panel, is the bonnet. The roof and the boot lid are also a bit tricky, and with the sides I think you can sort of get away with really polishing the top bits, and then the sides, that's, you know, the top of the wings, top of the doors, and then the sides a little less. But anyway, I've flatted all the way down to the bottom of the doors anyway. I mean, you can quite often get away with just doing the tops of the wings and doors and leaving the rest, but no, I'm going to do the whole lot. But yeah, I think that's a good start. So I shall continue all the way up there and across the roof. It's actually Christmas Eve, but by the time you see this, it'll be past Christmas. It'll be sometime next week. But anyway, I hope you all had a lovely Christmas. Moment of silence, just to take in the awe of shininess. The top of that wing has just come out like shiny paintwork, glass. There's actually less orange peel in it. Probably, I mean, they were painted at different times. These were painted, the bonnet was painted separately with the boot and all the other bits and pieces. It's the same colour, but the orange peel is slightly different. There's less here. We're going to continue as we are. I mean, at a later date, if I decide, I can re-sand the bonnet, but I'm not going to do it now. I'm not going to do it now, because it's still fine. But the difference in definition of the light refraction. Refraction. Light reflection is different. This is sharper here. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't look out of the way, the two panels together. They just look great. Can't really wait to see the rest of the car like it. So I'll shut up and get on with it. Cheers. Well, Merry Christmas, everybody. It'll pass by the time you see this, but Merry Christmas anyway. Right, so last night was a case of have a few beers and listen to some music and carry on doing the old Polish. As you can see, I've got the super strobe going. And that's what I did last night. I put the strobe on after I'd already gone through the door, and it showed a bunch of nasties that you couldn't see with the lighting from above. And the sort of nasties it shows, I don't know if they're showing up, is all these little scratches, which I'm guessing are the 1,000 scratches before I did the Abrillon stuff. The Abrillon stuff, doing it down on top of the bonnet, on top of the roof, on top of the wing. I guess you've got the weight of the machine and it took all the scratches out. But doing it on the side, it's like the 1000 and 2000 didn't take the scratches out. And so I went through it with the mop, and actually half destroyed the mop on the hole for the side repeater indicator thing. But going through with the mop is the same sort of thing as well, because you're going onto the side of the car, you're not getting the pressure or the weight of the machine, and it's a lot more difficult to get these scratches out. So what I did then was a little experiment. So I went back to the paper and I just did that square there with 1500 and 2000 paper on a block, and there's one little scratch there. There's almost no scratches left in it. You can see if you go across here, bits and pieces. You can see through here, bits and pieces. Well, that square there is bloody lovely, actually. Considering I've still got 2 more grades of polish to go, it's superb. So step backwards, and I'm now going to do the whole of the bottom, well, middle section and bottom of the doors in 1500 and 2000, and then polish again. I didn't get to the rear quarter, so I'll do that in 1500 and 2000 as well. I've actually got some 1200, but I might leave that for doing other stuff. Could do 1000, 1200, 1500, 2000. There's a lot of steps, and I don't think it needs it, because I proved yesterday with just adding those 2 steps on that little square there that it got where we wanted. I'm pretty sure that, oh, there's one other thing, that the orange peel on the bonnet, I've said that before, is more than on the top of the wing, but we can deal with that later. We can do that anytime. So, more work. So, as I said before, the orange peel on the bonnet here was more than like along the top of the wings and along the roof and this, that and the other. And I kept saying, well, I can deal with that later, I can deal with that later. Well, there's boxing day, innit? So I'm doing it now. So I went 1200. This is 1500. And when I've done this, I'll do 2000. And then I'm going to hit it with a new 2000 Abrylon. And then we polish it. And then once this is polished, I'm going to do because I polish it with a 35, I'm going to change to the 15 and then change, maybe not the 5 yet, do the 15 now, do the 5 when it's like a final for the whole car. That's the plan. I haven't even touched this side yet, but I want to get this polished, do the 35 all the way roof, or half the roof and all down the side, and then the 15 all the same, and then we flip the car out and start the process again. Is that showing on the camera, dude? Yeah, looks flat as flat. Looks like, I don't know, carved it out of chalk or something. It's dead consistent. Probably gone too far because I can't see any orange peel at all. But maybe get some back when we polish it. But we're going to polish it now. So maybe see it pop or not. I'd say it's, that's all pop. Not allowed to do that, are you? Excuse me, the Brussels sprouts. Right, get the fat on my mop. And my mop's disintegrating, it's damaged because I hit the keyhole with it and it just went boom. What do you reckon? Then it's going to pop or it's going to be a huge disappointment. We're just using number 1 on the Right, now we get our leopard skin chamois. Leopard skin chamois. There you go. If you get it half and half with that light on this bit and that bit, you can see. Can you see? Yeah. It's alright, isn't it? Trying to gauge, just like nodding. It's alright. Yeah?
Yeah.
Polish it some more. I'm not going to video it all polishing, but that. If you get right down here as well. That's pretty good, isn't it? It's probably too flat, but I'll continue polishing. But there's no, grab the torch. No squirrels or it goes obviously goes away there because I haven't polished that there yet. See, polished, not polished, and you go, oh, look at that. Dull's a dull thing on a dull day in dull season. Shiny, dull. What's that?
Shiny. Dull.
Dull. Yeah, alright. I shall just continue. See you later. Right. Well, I did the first polish, which you saw me doing, and we washed it off with soapy water and then dried it with a chamois, and then just give it a wipe with the tiger leopard skin. And I could see some dry bits or some still dull bits, so just like here, that's a little bit dull down there, tiny little bit, so I'm going to have to do that again. But other than that, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I might get a torch and see if I can find any other dull bits. And we'll do. It's not really showing up at this angle. See all the scratches actually. And there, that needs a bit more work down there. Yeah. So we'll buff those scratches out. Doesn't seem to be much in the way of scratches all the way through here. Be very careful across this top edge here. I'll probably do that by hand later. Just don't want to burn through it. It's a bit dull through here, and that corner, this corner's dull here. So right, another whiz with the mop on the 35, another wash, and I won't come back and show you. I should just get out the 15 and polish that with the 15, clean the mop. That's with the 15. This Polar Shine 15 Merca. I've done one pass on it, and well, you can see the crispness of the lines on the reflection. There's still one more grade to go. It's the 5. And I've got to decide whether I do the 5 now. This was the paint finish, and there's a bit dry. There's a little bit peely there, a heavy peel on it, and that's obviously, yeah, that's obviously the polished. And on this side, this one's at 35 here, and this is the 15. Not a huge difference, I guess. Lovely jubbly. Try and get a good angle on this. But okay. That now is all the steps of polish done. So I've still got a boot or triangle to do. The bumpers I'm going to do by hand because I can't get the machine around them. I sort of sanded them a bit, but I'll sand them again. I might work on the front bumper now because I just push the car back and just sit there with little squares of paper detailing it. And I could also put some wax on it. But there we go. Took me most of the day to do this bonnet again, and I'm glad I did it because that really does look good. So I'm actually going to go and just try a little bit of wax on it. I've got some, I don't know where it is, under this shit here somewhere. It's in the wax, Russell. We'll find it. You don't need to find it. We'll find the wax. And yeah, I'll just put a little bit on there and see what that looks like. Tomorrow I'm going to spin it around. I'm going to do a bit of work on the bumper now, I think. And then tomorrow we're going to get the aircon sorted out because we had a pipe blow off, and then turn it around and reverse it in and do this side. I've just been out and got the aircon done, The guy said, "Oh yeah, the nut there is too small, too short." It's like, no sorry or anything, but anyway, at least it didn't charge me. Well, with all the excitement and jumping ahead a little bit, I spent the whole day with the polishing mops in my hand, and that's just jolly hard work. But this is the result. Now, obviously, we're not revealing the finished car yet, but what we are doing is moving on with the trims and whatnot.